Hi guys, and welcome back to the Get Growth channel. I'm glad you're here today with us for another live event of the Home SEO series, where we basically present you different SEO tasks or issues that you can solve from home. And I walk you through a little bit on how you can use Squirrly or other software to solve those SEO problems. So, what I wanted to talk about today is about how you can prevent some side problems from affecting your WordPress site. And one aspect that everybody is talking about when you might have problems with your site, and they can be caused by different things. Okay, so let's just explore this a bit. Some cases where you might have problems with your WordPress site might be because of something external. So let's say that someone is trying to hack your site, or it has something to do with people coming to your site and doing something particularly there. But many of the problems that you're facing with your site are because of something that's already in your site and you can influence as an administrator. So what I'm thinking about here is about installing new plugins, changing your theme of the site, or other aspects like this that might make your site either be slow or even cause other problems in the way that it looks and the structures that you have within your site. So from this aspect, one thing that you can do to prevent these side problems actually affecting the WordPress site as in a very bad way, is to always have a backup of your site. And when I'm thinking about this, a full backup should contain multiple aspects. So let's just consider this a bit like the SQL database, basically, that contains all your WordPress configuration. And also in the backup, you should consider all the elements of your WordPress installation, like the WordPress admin, the WordPress configuration, and all that. Also, one aspect that is really important to have in your backup, and it's probably the one that is the most time consuming if you lose it, is basically the content within your site. So from pages and everything that you have written in them, to images, videos that you've uploaded to your media library, comments that people gave on your site, and all this type of content that was already created and is uploaded to your site. You need to make sure that you have a backup for it. Also, when you consider your theme, there might be specific settings that you've made. So you've chosen some fonts, a color scheme for your site. And if you don't have a backup of your site, you're going to lose that and have to basically start from scratch again. And of course, the SEO settings backup that we're going to discuss a little bit more today. And then the widget content and settings that you have there. Don't forget that. So before I'm going to start discussing more about the SEO settings and how you can do a backup there, don't forget that during this live event we have the live chat. Leave your questions there, and at the end of the video I'm gonna do a Q&A and stay and answer all your questions live. So if there's anything while I'm presenting every topic, if you have an idea in mind, please leave it there and I'm going to answer at the end. Okay. So these are all the aspects that you should consider. So from the SQL to the theme settings to everything else. And the whole backup of your site should be something that is included within the options you have for the package at the company that's basically providing the hosting for your site. It's something that you should keep in mind when you're choosing your hosting company, and also to make sure that they're regularly doing backups of your site, so you can always restore your site to an option that was working well. Okay, so that's the overall. And now just to look a little bit within what you can do when you have a WordPress site and you would like to basically save all the settings that you have, the SEO settings specifically. So I'm here on one of our sites, the expectation marketing site, where we basically help marketers understand how to meet the expectations of their clients. And I'm just going to go in the dashboard. Now, If you're doing your SEO settings with Squirrly, doing the step, the SEO backup of everything, is going to be really easy for you. Okay, so here is the plugin, and I'm just going to go to the tab Import SEO. And now in this tab, you're going to find multiple settings that we have. So the Import SEO, basically here you can take the SEO settings that you have from other plugins and even themes within your site. You have here the full option. You just have to choose it, and it's going to take the settings. This means everything that you set up within your site, so how your structure is done, or your site icon, and aspects like this that are connected to the whole site. And then you also have the import SEO, which refers to all the meta information that you have for your articles. And again, you can import that from a different plugin. But what I want to discuss here is the backup and restore SEO settings. That's really important to have them. Now, again, here you have two options. The first one is to back up your settings. So I think this particular feature is really important in two cases. The first one that I was discussing, to prevent the problems of your site, because you have already a backup of your settings, everything that is connected to your overall site, sitemap settings, JSON settings as well, Twitter cards, open graphs, and things like that. And you can back up these settings and have a file when you will need it, when your site maybe has a problem and you want to restore it and you want to make sure that it has the same settings. One other option that you have also, that I think that this feature is important in that case, is if you're basically building different sites. So in that case, you could basically set up do your settings in Squirrly in one site, and then if you want to move that to a different site, you just have to basically backup settings, which is going to I'm going to show you here. So if you click this, it's going to create a txt file which is called Squirrly settings, and then the date when you created it. And you just go in that site, you install Squirrly, and you're just going to have to do restore settings, choose the file from here, and then just click restore backup. And you're basically going to have the same settings from each site to the next one. So that, I think that's really useful, especially if you have multiple sites, because you don't have to do this work again and again. You can do it once and then just save it to a file and restore it to the next site that you've created. Okay, so that's the basic settings. But then again, it's really important to have a backup for all the metadata of your article. So let's say that you have if you have a pattern setup that we've discussed in previous videos, or if you've customized the way your article looks and your pages look on search engines, maybe on Facebook, on Twitter. So that kind of information, that meta information, you're not going to have it if you don't make sure that you have a backup of the SEO, basically. And that's really important, because you've done that once. You have many pages that maybe you customized, you made sure that they look in a specific way on search engines, you've created tailored descriptions for them to make them more clickable on Facebook, and all that hard work and information is going to be lost if you don't make sure that you have a backup of your SEO as well. And again, if you're going to click here on backup SEO, you're going to get a file, an SQL file. This one is called Squirrly SEO, and again the date of when you've downloaded. Okay, so today, for in my case, it's the 9th of the 11th month of November 2017. Okay, and this is an SQL file. Again, restoring it is really easy. You just have to click restore here, choose the file that you'd like to restore from, and then just click restore backup, and that's all that you have to do. So again, I was saying that this is a really simple task, but it's a really important one, especially for your site, if you want to make sure that it's up to date and that you can be on the safe side when it comes to problems in your site. Because when you're changing, for example, from one team to another, or you are installing new plugins that you might not have used in the past. There are many cases where they'll conflict with something else that you have in your site, and it's good to have backups of your information, of your content, and of course of everything within your site to make sure you're not losing that information even if something happens in the back end of your site. Okay, so now I'm gonna just check to see what questions you have here for me in the live chat. Okay, so Lisa has a really great question here on how to change themes without your content being deleted. So no, again, I don't think that there's an option to delete. It's not going to basically delete it, but there's a big possibility, depending on the themes, to not have the content as you'd like it to be, so as you set it up in the previous theme, because in WordPress, being so many developers that are changing that are creating the themes and the plugins, there might be a way that they're going to interpret your content differently. But again, what I'm thinking that is the best thing to do for you, as I was showing with you with the SEO settings, you should do and make sure that you have always a backup of the content. So basically, if you're changing your theme, even if it does something to the content within your site, you can restore it. Okay, and what else? Another option that I'm thinking that you should consider is, if you really want to change the theme in your site and want to have as little problems as possible, to say so, try to get them from the same developer or company. So like Elegant Themes offers a large variety of themes, and I know that you can, it's easier to use them if you want to change from one to another than if you choose a really random one from another developer. So yeah, that's one option that you have. Okay, so yeah, but thank you for the question, Lisa. It was a great question. I hope I answered it as well as I could. Okay. I'm wondering if you have other questions. I'll still be here in the chat. In the meanwhile, I'll just remind you that you can always find us on social media as well. So you can find us on Twitter, on Squirrly HQ, and there we put lessons, content marketing, WordPress SEO lessons each week on Mondays and Tuesdays. Also on Instagram, you can find us on the Get Growth account. There you'll find a lot of tips from marketers, from developers of marketing tools, and also their like opinions about what is happening in the future and on trends. And of course, let's not forget about our blog, the Squirrly.co blog, where you'll find lots of useful materials so you can become a better marketer. So yeah, so don't forget to check those out, subscribe to our channels so you can get more data from us. Hope you loved the event that we did today. If there are no other questions, yeah, and if you'd like to be part of the next live event and leave us questions as well here in the chat section, make sure that you subscribe to the Get Growth channel and also click that bell button. That way you'll get a notification in YouTube each time we are live and we're starting a new stream. And that means that we're here each Tuesday, each week on Tuesdays, 4 p.m. London time, to basically do a live event with you and show you a little bit about how you can implement SEO better and other marketing tools in your strategy. And answer, of course, live your questions that you have. Okay. Thank you for watching me today. Bye-bye.